For those of you who've watched any of my videos know hockey is my favorite sport. If by no other reason, then I'm always wearing a Penguins hat, and I generally have a hockey game on in the background for painting or whatever. And one of my favorite games out of 2019-2020 was Trick Shot Hockey. Wolf Designer has a new version coming to GameFound in October of 2022, and I've got the rules. I'm going to take a look at it and find out, is it better than the first one? Did they score a goal, or did they get a penalty? Let's find out. Welcome to the game. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Sean, this is the Game Room, and today we're talking about Trick Shot version 2. I have several videos on the original version of Trick Shot that came out. I absolutely love that game. It is a ton of fun. Once you've played it, it was easy to play, and it played like a hockey game to me. There are other games out there like Statomax, stuff like that are really stat-based. This is not. This is not trying to replicate a real-life hockey scenario of the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Detroit Red Wings. That's not what it's trying to do. It's just a fun hockey game. So if you are a fan of hockey, if you like hockey, if you watch hockey year-round, kind of like I do, and being born and raised in San Antonio, living in South Texas, it's kind of weird that hockey is my favorite sport, but it always has been. I absolutely love this game. I was totally enamored with it when it first came out. Super excited when it was appeared on Kickstarter. And so a new version is coming out, coming to GameFound on October 18th, 2022. If you're watching this after that date, hopefully you were able to get in. If you're watching this before, it's coming up very quickly. So what's changed in version 2? A few things that they've done. They've reworked the rulebook. The rules and the action system have been streamlined. The action system chart is now half a page. If you remember from the first game, there were some cheat sheets put out on like Board Game Geek that took up a whole page of how to do it. Once you played the game twice, you really didn't have to reference it again, but it was a little daunting that there was a lot to it. Well, now they've got it down to a half page, and it's really fast, really simple to play. What else did they do? They've revamped the card system. So if you remember, in the previous game, you had your player cards and you had your arena cards. As well, you had line cards. Now, the line cards were what differentiated. Both teams had line cards. They were the same. So you picked the line cards that you wanted to use. They could be the same line cards. If you were playing in a specific arena, it would tell you which line cards you could use. And what the line cards did, line cards is what varied your players. So all of your players had the same stats. So my center and your opponent's center, so the red team, blue team centers all had the same stats. The defensemen all had the same stats. The wingers all had the same stats. And the line cards are what gave you some variability. So your line might have been, hey, get a free pass off of a poke. And mine might have been, move an extra, 2 spaces with a puck. Whatever, I'm making these up. But you get the idea. They've gotten rid of those. And what they've done now is there's no line cards. There's player cards. And what I have here are a couple of the demo teams that Wolf Designer gave me so that I could start playing and actually film this video. What I'm using here is my original set with the updated rules. So new cards, I believe there's going to be 34 player cards, and I'm going to put these up on the screen so you can see these really close. But the centers for the red team versus the blue team, they're not the same. So the blue team center is a size 2 speed 3, whereas the red team center is a size 2 speed 5. But the center for the blue team may move 1 square to receive a pass before a roll. So their abilities on their player cards will differentiate them, and with 34 different cards being out there, you will be able to add or pick however you want your team to play. You can play the same team all the time. You can mix it up every time you play. It's totally up to you, but it adds a really neat concept to the game where my players are not going to be the same necessarily as your players. And so I really like that about it, because you can have one team that's kind of more defensive, one team that's more offensive, and see how it plays out. They do still have the arena cards, and those have been revamped to work with the new line cards. But again, like for Detroit, it tells you which players that you can play: breakneck, inventive, skilled, and instinctive, which happen to be the ones that are on this current sheet. And its ability is each action can only be re-rolled once. And we found in playing that that actually makes a huge impact on the game. And if you're playing in the Nashville, that's kind of for this particular demo team, the blue team, that's their home rank, where you have opportunistic, relentless, fast, and mobile. Those are the 4 players that are on this sheet. After a successful pass, refresh 1 stamina. So that actually will help give you rerolls a lot more. So it's a neat change. I do like what they've done so far. And what else did they do? Wingers are now moving faster just to differentiate them from the centers. Goalies have their own player cards. Fights have been reworked slightly to give you more fights more often. In the original game, fights happened, but maybe once. We've played entire games where we never had a fight. We had games where we had maybe 1. I think the most we ever had was like 2. In our first couple of games of this, we had fights a lot more. We had like 1 a period. Every game that we played, we had at least 2, and it just added to the fun. If you're looking to simulate real hockey, that's not what this game is. This is a board/dice game with miniatures. It's a total blast. It represents hockey very well, and I absolutely love it. So one of the other key things about the first game is it came with 6 dice. This new one comes with 8. Now, my only complaint right off the bat was they kept saying you should rarely ever need more than 6 dice. We found that we needed over 6 dice almost every turn because we were pushing our luck. It is a push your luck game. They have revamped that. So no more. So in the old game, as you built your dice pool, you would add, if you want to do a clear ice pass, it cost you 2 dice. And if certain things cost you 2 additional dice to your dice pool. So your dice pool got really big really fast. In the new game, doesn't. Everything is just 1 die. But they've broken up the actions by 2 different types. You have regular actions and you have difficult actions. Difficult actions cannot be re-rolled. So that alone is going to help reduce your dice pool, because you can't. If you roll to do a hit and you fail, well, in the old game you just flip it, you re-roll. Oh, okay, it's successful now, and now you can keep going, and now your dice pool keeps growing. No, you don't get to do that. If you fail a hit, your turn's over, and you re-roll a die, and if you get an X, you started a fight. So, and penalties. There's more penalties now, we're finding out, because if you fail on a poke, or you fail on a hit, if a fight doesn't start, you get penalized. If a fight does start, both players get penalized. And so the game is much faster, and it plays very well. Let me show you a couple of the mechanics real quick. If you're new to this, hopefully this will help you understand how the game is played. And if you've played before, you'll notice it plays very much like the old version. So let me switch cameras, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the basic game set up here. I am only using 8 dice, which is what they say they're going to say they're going to bring into the game. So the new version will have 8 dice. They're the same dice. The dice have a puck on 2 sides, a reaction, which is the arrow, on one side, an X on one side, which is a failure, and then 2 sides that are blank. And these are going to be important as you play through the game. Each side also has 3 stamina tokens. These are basically your rerolls. If you fail a regular action, you can flip one of these and do a reroll. The way you get these back is to do a line change. I'll explain that in a second. But once they're gone, if you fail an action and you run out, you can't do a line change. You're out of rerolls. Okay, so this game plays very much like it used to. There's three different versions of the game. There's a quick game. There's like the arcade version. There's a quick game for like doing a demo if you just want to play like one period. There's an arcade kind of version. I think I'm calling them correctly, which is basically you get rid of some of the. You can still play 3 games, but you can get rid of some of the extra rules. And then there's the classic game, which is you use all the rules, you play through it. It says about 75 to 150 minutes for a classic game. We played 2 games, learning the rules with our normal banter in an evening. They want to say they probably took an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes tops each, and we played 2 of them. So we played it. We play pretty quickly, but it's a ton of fun. Oh my gosh, this game is a blast. Anyway, hey, if you've played the game before, you know how long it takes. This is probably actually going to be faster. Other note, I'm using my stuff. There is still no plans to add goals, which hit or miss. I mean, some people are kind of upset, but if you have a 3D printer, these are available on Thingiverse. I printed them out, painted them up, and I use them just because they are so cool. Okay, so to start, both teams each player is going to take 4 dice, roll for, see who wins the face-off, and the highest number of pucks wins. If it's the same, then you re-roll. So they're fighting for the puck. The puck's been dropped. We have a scrum going, and blue team takes the puck. All right. We have, let's take our first action. So our dice pool is going to be at 1 for our first action. I'm going to move this winger over here. He's good. He has successfully moved. As long as it's not an X on a move action, it's successful. He moved over. Second action is going to be for the center here to pass the puck. So remember, the action happens, then we roll for the result. So he passed over. Let's see what happens. We have a reaction and a success. So he successfully gets the pass. He has control. I have a reaction that's going to be to move here. Reactions can only be orthogonal, cannot move diagonal. It's only 1 square, regardless of how many these. So if I would have rolled this, still only 1 player gets to react moving 1 square. All right, next action is 3 dice. He's going to take off. 1, 2, 3, 4. The winger moves. He's up here, across the blue line into the attacking zone. 3 dice. Oh! Failure. So here's where our stamina comes in. I'm going to flip 1. All non-blank dice have to be re-rolled. Roll, and we're good. All right. Dice pool is going to go to 4 if I do another action. Now, again, I can't move him again. I have to move another player in between. So as you saw, he moved, center passed, and then he moved again. So now let's move the center 1, 2, 3 to here. Try to give him a little support. Success and a reaction. The reaction is going to be to move defensive back 1. Shot angles and passing, everything, again, remember, is either orthogonal or diagonal. There is no in between. You have the 8 directions. So he can only shoot this direction, or he could shoot straight or pass straight that way. If he wants to take a shot, it's right to the goalie. So he doesn't have a shot right at this moment, so there's no point in attempting that with 5 dice. What I can do is move him closer. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move him to here. 5 dice and 2 re-rolls. Hopefully we have no X's, and we have X's, so we're going to burn another re-roll. To re-roll, remember, only re-roll the non-blanks. Another re-roll. All right, we're good right there. I have no re-rolls left. I have a feeling it's going to become a problem. So I'm going to do a line change. Why do it here? He's right here ready to score. Well, because I have to move somebody else, which makes it 6. When I come back to him, it's going to be 7 dice, and I have no re-rolls. So we'll just call a line change here, and we will reset our stamina. And so now the red team goes. So the timer comes down 1, and the red team gets to take their turn. So he could The defense on the red, this guy may make a free pass after a poke or picking up the puck from clear ice. So he actually would be better to come down here and poke rather than just clobber this guy. Because remember, a hit is a difficult action, no rerolls. So I could just come and hit him and try to take the puck. But if I fail it, I could get a penalty, possibly a fight. And we just reset at the center if either one of those happens. Or I could actually hit him, knock him out of the way, and take the puck away, which may or may not be a benefit at this moment. But he gets a free pass if I can poke that away. So I'm going to move him here. One die, he's good. I'm going to move the center here to get said pass. We're good. Now he's going to poke to try to take that puck away. He's good, and he gets a free pass, so he'll send that up here, which immediately forces the offside. Now, the offside is as soon as the puck leaves the attacking zone, the attacking players go out first to the blue line, and then the defensive players come up to the blue line, just like that, provided I read it correctly. All right, 3 dice for my next action. I'm going to move... I could move the center over here. I'll do that. I'm going to move the center 1, 2, 3 over here since he's got the puck. Oh, and we're going to burn our first reroll. And we have a success with a reaction. Now, it's not 2 reactions. It's still only 1 reaction. I'm going to move him here because I'm going to hope that this next one forces a reaction from the red team and he can move over again. But to help stop that, this winger is going to move up to here. The winger can move up to 4. That's only 3 spaces. 4 dice. It is a failure, so he's going to burn another reroll. Everything that's not blank. Ugh, that was not a good roll either. Last reroll. We're good with the reaction. So the reaction is going to be to go ahead and move him here. All right, red team is out of rerolls, but we are threatening. Let's go up 2 to right here. 5 dice. We have a failure. No rerolls, so that's going to end the red team's turn. So we're going to go ahead and move that there. Now the blue team starts with a dice pool of 1 die for their first action. And it goes back and forth like this, and it's an absolute total blast. So let's see. Let's see if we can score here. So the blue team is going to go. They're going to go 1. Now he cannot go 1, 2, because remember, all of your moves have to be orthogonal or diagonal. That's it. There's no moving in between. There's no passing, no shooting in between. You either move as far as your player can move orthogonally or diagonally in straight lines only. So they can't go 1 this way, then that way, then that way. No. Straight lines only. Remember, they're skating, and it's a board game, and it works. The mechanics work really well, so just go with it. And so he's going to go... He's probably better hitting. So he's going to move 1 here. Line him up for a big hit. Success. 2 for the next one. So if he hits and takes the puck, he'll be able to pass it out. So he's going to move here. Hopefully get that pass. Success. All right. He's lining him up for the hit. 1, 2. Now, you have to be able to move far enough to get into this square. So if he was here, blue defense moves 3. 1, 2, 3. He cannot hit. It's not adjacent. You have to be able to move into that square to hit. He can do that. He's just moving 1, 2 into that square to hit. 3 dice. Difficult maneuver. Difficult action. No rerolls. Ooh, good. So he nails him. Now, normally he would just push him into the next square. So if he was here, he would hit, move him over, and take the puck. Okay. But since he's against the wall, since he can't knock him out of the rink, I can choose whichever of these 6 squares I want to move him into. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put him here, and I take the puck. All right, 4 dice for the next one. So he's gone. He's good. I'm going to move him over one. Okay, I'm going to have to re-roll those. Gonna have to re-roll those. Gonna have to re-roll those. Alright, we have success, finally. Okay, I have no more re-rolls, but I am going to pass the puck out regardless because I want to clear the puck. If I'm successful, great. If I'm not, well, at least the puck is out of the zone. So I'm going to make that pass. And as soon as that happens, offensive players in this zone will go to immediately come out as far as they can. So he's going to go to this side of the blue line, this side of this player, since he's in that square, and he will come up to here. And now we'll roll to see if this is successful. Hey, it is! And there is a reaction. Reaction is going to be to move here. It's going to be 6 dice to move in closer. You know what? But I really need those re-rolls. I'm going to go ahead and do a line change. Move him down and give it over to the red team. Red team will go, he's going to go 1 here. And he's successful. He's going to go 1 there. Failed, and he fails. And that's it for him. But, because he has no re-rolls. Alright, he's checked, so he can't move, which really kind of stinks. So this guy will go 1 here. Success. He's going to pass to him. You can pass, you cannot shoot when you're checked. Okay, he's going to spend a reroll on that. For success, he's successfully passed it back to defense. Defense is going to pass it up. Well, I guess I probably should have moved him back 1. I'm going to move him back 1. So that's 3 dice, because he was going to be checked if he got the puck. Success there. Now he's going to pass the puck up. 4 dice. Success with a reaction. The reaction is going to be to move here. 1, 2, 5 dice this time. We have a failure, so we're going to have to re-roll. Success. He's going to pass the puck over here. 6 dice in the pool. Last re-roll. We happen to re-roll 5 of these dice. Failure. He still gets the puck, but there is a reaction. The reaction is going to be this guy moving back 1. All right. It goes to there. Dice pool resets. It's now the red team's turn. He's going to move over 1. Successful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the red center can move 5. Success. He's going to poke. 3 dice. Success. He's going to move to here. 4 dice. Fails, and he's done. I forgot to do a line change. And it goes back and forth like this. If I try to do a hit and I fail to hit, so say for example, this guy was going to hit him, and the dice pool is, we'll say 3. I roll it. Okay, it's a failure. It failed with this die roll right here. So he's going to go to the penalty box, but I'm going to roll a die. If it's an X, then we have a fight. So I rolled an X, and now we have a fight. And the fight is between the red defense.
We're talking about off the opening faceoff, TJ Oshie and Braden Shen.
And the blue center. So here's how a fight works. You grab the size in dice. So the red center is a size 2. He gets 2 dice. The defense is a size 3. He gets 3 dice. And you roll. And you take out the X's. And the first side to run out of dice wins the fight. Okay. So that's it. Red wins that fight. both players will go out for 2 minutes.
Next up with Milton.
Detroit, 21 San Jose. Both guys, 5 each for fighting.
Attaboy.
Minutes or 2 time slots, but whoever won the fight gets to reset their stamina because hey, you got the morale boost from winning a fight. If you lose the fight, you don't get to reset your stamina. You don't get nothing except penalized. So basically, both teams will take a full turn unless there's a score, and then you could have another turn. We have actually had a couple of scores where we didn't move the ref at all because after you score, you do a face-off, you don't move the ref until at the end of that next turn. So they may sit here for a little bit, or they may come out really quick depending on how the dice go. And so really, that's the fighting. If you're going to take a shot is very much the same. If I'm here with the puck, I want to take the shot. Say the dice pool is 4. I roll. I throw it on the floor. No X's is a success because I had a clear shot. And the
Lead pass, Crosby behind the defense, in on Ranta, scores!
reaction here takes place afterwards. So the shot happens. Now I'm looking to see if it actually goes in or if it hits the crossbar. So reactions on shots, he doesn't get to react to save it. You could always house rule that if you like, and you could change that. So, but hey, as the way it's written, it plays very well. It's a lot of fun. That's pretty much the bigger differences. I didn't really get into the arena cards, but the arena cards will add a different different take on the game. It really does make an impact. Let me switch cameras here real quick, and we will wrap up. So there you have it. I really, really like what they've done with this game. I think that the improvements are justified. I think it makes the game better. For my review of this, this is, again, with the rules as they're written as of October 9th, 2022, and the 2 basic teams that they provided me to learn how to play this game and to do this video. This game is fantastic. We've had so much fun with this. I can't tell you. It's ridiculous. They took a great game to the next level. They really took it up a notch. I could not. I was like, when I was first considered, oh, okay, what are you going to do to the game? First, I thought it was, oh, you're just going to do a reprint and maybe, clean up a couple of rules. No, they really went back and took feedback. There were a lot of questions for the game out on like a Board Game Geek. If you have the first edition and you haven't seen it, there is an F.A.Q. which tried to answer all of the different questions that had come up over time, and that F.A.Q. was written by yours truly. That's how much of a fan I was of this game. When I started started asking questions, my other videos, I did playthroughs, tried to answer as many questions in those, and I just a huge fan of this game. It's a fantastic game, and it really brings the feel of a good, fun hockey game to the tabletop. Again, it's not a statistically based hockey game. If you're wanting to recreate the Stanley Cup Final of 1976, this is not the game for that. There are statistical based games out there that will do that, and they do that very well. This is roll some dice, move some guys around, hit the puck, try to score a goal, have some fun for hour and a half, however long it takes you to play the game. It's a great game. It's a ton of fun. I can't stop talking about it. Changes they've made, fantastic. I think they're well worth it. I think they've listened to some of the criticisms that people may have had about making things a little easier. They cleaned up, took some of the rough edges off some of the rules, and it plays fantastic. I really can't stop geeking out over this game. It's great, guys. In my review, solid goal here. I mean, I'm pushing hat trick status here. The first game was great. This is up to the next level. If you like hockey and you like these type of games, you'll probably love this. If you're not a big hockey fan, well, something's wrong. But if you like hockey, I can't tell you of a better board game out there. And that's why I'm so jazzed about this game. I love the first one. I taught my kids how to play it. They enjoyed it. I made friends play it. I had a friend who played the first version with me a few times. Never liked the game, but he played it because I loved it so much. And so I showed him this one. We played through it. He actually is getting in on the the Game Found when it comes on because he loved it so much, and he didn't like the first version. And the first thing he said was, "I like this. It plays much better and makes more sense to me." And I was like, "Cool!" So more people to play with. So I'm super excited about this. It's coming to Game Found. My review is an absolute. I gotta have it. In fact, I'm going all in. I already have a copy of this. There is an upgrade package that's going to be available. So I'll get an upgrade package, and I'll probably buy another version of the game because I would like to get some friends together and play a tournament. Everybody build a team, because now you can actually build a team with your players, and let's play a tournament, and we'll all play each other, and we'll have a blast, and I'm super excited. The neoprene mat, I understand, is supposed to be available. I think extra dice will be available, but so far in what we've played, I have not needed more than 8. In version 1, we needed more than 6, which came with the first game, every single time we played. Every single time. We never, in fact, within every penalty, half the turns, we needed more than 6 dice because we pressed our luck so much, and you built the dice pool really, really fast. You build the dice pool slower, the game plays faster, more chances for penalties, more chances for fights. I like it. I love the idea of the new player cards and getting rid of the old line cards. I think that's a huge positive. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to get back to my game because I'm having a blast here. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean. This is the Game Room. Trick Shot version 2 on Game Found. And have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye now. All right. So Red has the puck. And it's time to take over. All right. He's going to... All right. This guy's going to move one here. Roll that. Oh, and he fails, of course. And he fails again. How hard is it to skate a square, dude? And all right, he has success. Now he's going to pass it up to him. 2 dice now. He can't move. Ooh, but we have a reaction. So the pass is good, but he's going to move here and put a check on him so he can't do anything else.